Hello there, welcome to USR1 Retro once again. Thank you very much for tuning in to this episode. If you like this episode, then please consider subscribing, liking this video and sharing it high and wide for everyone and anyone to see. This is actually going to be on the USR1 Retro Goes to the Movies, and it's going to be a bumper VHS pickup while I've been in the States. A bit of backstory on it. I've always loved VHS. I mean, growing up with it in the 80s, we've had loads of videos that with films on that we recorded off of like Sky and TV and that, and then buying films on VHS, then moving on to DVD and then Blu-ray. I've always loved physical media. Always have, always will, be it with games or films. And when I came over to the States last week, we was out somewhere in Saginaw, which is about 20 minutes away from here in Fort Worth, and I thought we'll go into that Goodwill store, just like a charity shop, and have a look for a VHS tape player, because I had two tapes, one that I bought off of Amazon in the US, and one I bought off of Facebook in the US and got it delivered to my wife's address. And the two tapes are Star Trek the Motion Picture special longer version, which is on for, what was it on for? 2 hours 23 minutes. And as I explained in my Star Trek the Motion Picture video, the reason why it's near enough 2.5 hours. And also the director's edition of the film as well. Now, this video cassette was only released in the US. We only had a DVD version released in the UK. So this set me back a little bit more of a premium, and I paid it because, as you know, I love the film so much, so I had to get this. And so, as I say, I wanted to get a VHS recorder, so we went to the Goodwill, and going to the left hand side, as you're going through the main double doors, went to the left hand side all the way down, and there was like an electronics bit with like small hi-fis and loads of DVD players and some such. And I thought, I'm not going to get one here. And then I looked across to the right hand, like just a little bit further down, and there was a DVD player. So I thought, and then I looked at it again, and there was a VHS built into it. So I was like, so I thought, hold yourself back, have a look at the price, because some places like on eBay and even on Facebook Marketplace were like selling for like 20, 25, 30, like upwards. So I looked at the price and it was $7.99. So I was like, I'm having that. So found my wife, who had gone to have a look at something, and she said, well, over there's a bit where you can test all the electronics. So plugged it all in. Didn't have no leads to test it on the TV that was there, so I just thought, sorry, plugged it in, turned it on. It lit up like a Christmas tree. So I thought, right, okay, you know what, $8, I'll take a punt on it. Brought it back here, hooked it all up because we found some TV cables, hooked it all up, and I'd actually gone into Half Price Books and bought Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory in a soft clamshell box, like the ones we used to have in the early 80s for Warner Brothers Betamax tapes, and also Mouse Hunt. So I put the Willy Wonka tape in, and it played absolutely perfectly. So I thought, right, okay, I'll try this one, and I thought hopefully it won't bugger it up. Played just about a minute or so of it. Played flawlessly, so I was like, right, that's it, I know it works. So then I sat down the next day and I watched the director's edition on VHS, played through absolutely flawlessly, and I was overjoyed. Finally got a VHS player, I can play my Star Trek tapes. And then when I bring all my stuff over, because I've got some imported VHS tapes anyway, that I bought couple of years ago and took back over to the UK, and they play on my UK machine. I can bring it back over and watch it over here, and I'll bring my UK player over as well with my UK tapes, because I don't even know if this player plays. It's like a multi playback one where it plays PAL and NTSC. So since then, we was on the lookout for VHS tapes, and replying to a Facebook Marketplace ad, this guy was selling tapes for $1 each, and he had some fantastic tapes. One of them, which I wanted, had already gone, sadly, which is Life Force, as you know, one of my favourite Canon films. It had already sold, but I thought, you know what, we'll go there anyway and see what else he's got. So we went there, and just to check on the price, I said, how much are they each? He's gone $1 each. So I was like, fantastic. So this first lot, the first 2 stacks I've got here, these are the ones I got from that guy. Really nice guy. And he said that he has got more somewhere, and as soon as he's found them, he's going to let me know, and we'll go down there and see what goodies he's got. But on this first pile, as soon as I saw these, I thought, right, no, I'm getting these ones for sale. So I literally picked them up. Yep, that'll do. Now the first one is a Canon film. It's a Chuck Norris film. I love Chuck Norris. As you know, I love Canon movies, and I had to get this. I've got it on Blu-ray in the UK. I've got it on DVD in the UK as well, but I thought, you know what, I've got to get this one. And it's Firewalker. It's basically Canon's second or third crack, I suppose, if you want to call it, after the Alan Quatermain films that they've done, at doing an Indiana Jones type of venture, but with Chuck Norris doing his comedic chops. And I must admit, for me, some of the comedy does work well. It really does, especially the opening scene where him and Lewis Gossett Jr. are buried up to their necks in the desert. It's a pretty good film. Good fun. Really, really good fun. Now the second one is a film that is universally panned as being probably one of the worst films, if not the worst film ever made. My wife loves it. I'm not going to rip into her for it. People can like what they like. They can hate what they hate. I'm not going to take the pee out of them whatsoever, you know. I must admit, I've only ever seen clips of it, and I'm actually intrigued to watch it. And it's Battlefield Earth. Again, this was only $1, so she likes the film, pick it up for her, so I thought, why not? And the bonus with this is that it's still got its blockbuster sticker on the back, and where it's got the price, it's got the $sign, it's just got a star, so maybe they just gave it away free. But no, I am actually quite. Of course, I really want to see this all the way through, just to see if it really is as bad as people make out. Apparently, it's a special edition as well, and it's edited for home video, and apparently there's something else on there as well. I don't know what it is, but we'll soon find out when we watch it. So Battlefield Earth. Now, the third film from this lot is, apparently it's a Michael Mann classic. Again, I've never seen this, and I really should. We've got this on Laserdisc as well, because yes, we have a very huge Laserdisc collection. From the video that I posted last year or the year before, it's grown a hell of a lot. It really has. In the office where I normally film my videos when I'm here, there's literally 2 wire racks full of laser discs, many duplicates which we're going to try and get through, and this is one of them. But again, it was only $1, so I picked it up, and it's Michael Mann's Heat. Again, as I say, I haven't watched this. It's near enough 3 hours long. I am quite tempted to watch this because it apparently has got one of the best, if not the best, shootout or gunfight of all time. So I really do need to watch this. I really do. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Now the fourth one, it's another Warner tape, and apparently this is meant to be a really good film. I had this on DVD many years ago, never got around to watching it, and I got rid of it. Now I think we've got this on Laserdisc as well, but apparently it's supposed to be a really good film, and it's Passenger 57, and it's also got not only Wesley Snipes but Bruce Payne and the late great Tom Sizemore in it as well. So I can't wait to see that. As I say, late great Tom Sizemore, who was fantastic in Saving Private Ryan, and he was really, really good in True Romance as well, with Christian Slater and Patricia Arquette. Really great actor, very sadly missed. Now the next one, it's another canon classic, and it even has Alex Winter in one of his very, very first early roles as a gang member. It's got Marina Sirtis as part of a married couple. Martin Balsam as the friend of the main character, or becomes friends with the main character. And the son of the late great Dan O'Herlihy, Gavin O'Herlihy, as a gang leader. And it is, if you haven't guessed from that, it is Death Wish 3, possibly the most cheesiest action movie of the 80s. It's, as I say, it's cheesy, it's rubbish, but it's brilliant at the same time. It really is. It's only 92 minutes long. It's supposed to be set in New York. You see the establishing shots of him on a bus going over, I think it's either the Brooklyn Bridge or the Manhattan Bridge or something. But most of it was actually filmed in Lambeth in London. Part of it in a disused hospital, which was turned into a police station. Oh, Cannon Group, you did crack me up. But no, it's just brainless fun. I enjoy this film so much. It's one of my favourites. And it's even got Ed Lauter in it as well. What more do you need? Top cast. Brilliantly cheesy, crappy, brilliant film. The next one, which is the 6th one in our list from Facebook purchase, it's a Patrick Swayze film. One I've not seen, and it's also got Adam Baldwin, Helen Hunt, Bill Paxton, and the ever brilliant Liam Neeson. And it is, of course, Next of Kin. Now this again is one I haven't seen. I haven't seen it all, but it's directed by John Irving, who directed Red Heat, I think it was. Hang on, it's got on the back here. No, Raw Deal, sorry. Raw Deal, because that was, Red Heat was Walter Hill. Sorry, I apologise about that. And Hamburger Hill as well. Hamburger Hill, still haven't seen, so I'm on the lookout for that on VHS. Have it on Blu-ray, but yes, I haven't seen this. Apparently my mum and my late dad have. And they said it was a great film, so I can't wait to get my teeth into that one. Might even do a review of the film on a future USR1 Retro Goes to the Movies. Now this one, again, it has a blockbuster sticker on the back, which has been about 60-70% peeled off, but it doesn't really matter. For $1, I'm not going to complain whatsoever. And this, I think, was a rental? Yes, it must have been a rental. Yes, it was a rental, and I'll probably just give the game away. It's Lara Croft Tomb Raider. Now, being a very, very big game-to-movie conversion fan, as I'm going to be on an upcoming stream, but more about that later. You know, I thought, well, I'll get this so I can refresh myself with it. I have it on Blu-ray, had it on DVD. I haven't seen this for absolutely years, and I know that Chris Barry from Red Dwarf is in this as her butler. Not made to look old, still young, but I do remember enjoying this a lot, hell of a lot. I just haven't had a chance to watch it, but I can't wait to see it. Now the next one has the final score of Jerry Goldsmith's before he sadly died of cancer. There was someone who helped him to do the rest of the score. John, I can't remember his last name, but he helped him do the some of the score because he was really ill at the time of making it. Directed by the ever fantastic Joe Dante, and it's Looney Tunes back in action. I had this on a DVD many years ago, and I saw it and I was like, huge fan of Brendan Fraser, huge fan of Looney Tunes. I've been converted into a huge fan of Steve Martin, especially when he's Dr. Huff in The Man with Two Brains. So this was a no-brainer to get this one for $1. I had to. I've even got the soundtrack on CD that was released a couple of years ago, and I still haven't seen it yet. But so listen to it. But you've also got Timothy Dalton in it as well as I think it's either Brendan Fraser or Jenna Elfman's dad in it or something. I don't know. I haven't seen it for years, but I think it's going to have to be a rewatch. And again, another subject for Here's Why Metro Goes to the Movies. Now the next one is, it's a fantastic film. This, I mean, I've only seen like the first half of it, I think, but it's got a kick-ass soundtrack. It's got one of the greatest recording artists of our time, who's sadly no longer with us, and it's possibly one of the greatest musical movie or movie about music that has ever been made. And it is Purple Rain with Prince. Not much more to be said about this, really. It's, as I say, what I've seen of it is, it's an absolute classic. It really is, and it's got one. As I say, it's got one of the best soundtracks that I've ever heard. I mean, When Doves Cry, Let's Go Crazy, and then the title track of Purple Rain, possibly one of the greatest songs ever written. Really good film. Really good film, what I've seen of it. Now this one, it's, I think if I say this, it's probably going to give it away, but it's the movie that put Mel Gibson on the map. First in the series of 4 films, the last one with a completely different lead. It's Mad Max. Now, originally, this film, I think it was the second film was released first, or something or other anyway. But they changed the title to just The Road Warrior, so it wasn't Mad Max 2. It was just called The Road Warrior. And when they released this over here, it had an American dub. It didn't have the original Australian soundtrack, and everyone had an American accent. I had that version on special edition MGM DVD, where you could pick between the original Australian soundtrack and the American dub. The American dub is absolutely hilarious. It's just bad. It's just really bad. If you want to watch this film, you have to watch the original soundtrack. I don't know what version this is, so I'm going to be watching it soon, and gonna, well, yeah, just see what soundtrack it's got on it. Now, when this was released, there was another film released at the same time, about the same subject, but it was more crash boom bang. This one's more methodical in its approach and deals with proper human drama. So basically, 2 films about the same subject. If you want slam bang action, watch that one. If you want to see a version of the film which is a film which has got a bit more brains to it, you can't go wrong with Deep Impact. I don't normally like end of the world films. Well, I never used to. That kind of scared me at the time. It still does with everything that's going on. The end of the world scares me. It really does. I won't admit that. But with this, I thought, you know what? It's got Robert Duvall in it. It's got Elijah Wood. It's got Morgan Freeman, T. Leone. and Vanessa Redgrave, Maximilian Schell, and it's also got James Cromwell as well in like a minor role, and it's executive produced by Steven Spielberg, so you know it's going to be great. Directed by Mimi Leder, and it's just a really fantastic film. It really is. As I say, whenever I fancy something that's like a disaster film that's got a little bit of brains, I'll watch this. If I want to watch a disaster movie that's basically, it's park your brain in neutral, get out the popcorn and beer and have a damn good time, I'll watch Armageddon. I love both. So what can I say? Now the next one I would say is one of Bruce Willis's best films. It's up there for me with Die Hard 1, 2 and 3. It's up there with Armageddon. And it's got Damon Wayans in it. It's written by Shane Black? Yeah. Written by Shane Black, produced by Joel Silver and directed by the always brilliant Tony Scott. Again, much missed. And it is The Last Boy Scout. It is, again, it's a bloody fantastic film. Loads of fun. Basically made at a point in the 90s where films were all about fun, like, you know, like having like natural flowing comedy, natural flowing action, even if some of it was a little bit far-fetched, but who cares? It was great. That's always a good watch, so I'll be watching that again very soon. It's just fun. It really is. As I say, it's one of Bruce Willis's best films, up there with the first three Die Hards and Armageddon. You can't go wrong. Now, the last one from the Facebook pickup. This gets a hell of a lot of heat. And I must admit, it's not as good as the original version. The original 1960s version, directed by brilliant Robert Wise. Nothing could top that. Because I always think that it's the horror that you don't see that scares you the most, because it's your mind that can play the biggest tricks on you, and it's your mind that makes you scared about the things you can't see. You know, yes, some people say, yeah, but there's the gore. It makes you, yeah. Gory films can be a lot of fun, but when you want a film that can give you genuine scares, I mean genuine scares, it's the horror that you can't see. It's the horror that your mind makes up with lack of visuals that makes it more scary. That's the most effective horror, and that's why the original version of this film will always be the best version. I mean, I do like this one because it's just basically, again, for me, it's just a popcorn film. You know, it's basically it's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster horror version, like visual horror version of that film, and it's The Haunting with Catherine Zeta-Jones, Owen Wilson, Lily Taylor, and again Liam Neeson. And this is the special limited edition version, which has got a behind the scenes featurette. And this once belonged to Mrs. Betty Ann Kepler from Fort Worth. So Betty, if you are watching, just by some weird coincidence, I have your copy of The Haunting. In which case, if you've passed away, my condolences to your family. Again, it's got a fantastic Jerry Smith score to it. And as I say, I do like this film. It gets a lot of flack. I can see why. It doesn't hold a candle to the original, but I see them both as separate entities. Pun not intended. Again, I just think of it as roller coaster visual horror film. You know, and I get a lot of enjoyment out of it because of that. So that was the pickup from Facebook. Again, they were $1 each. $1 each. Can't be bad for $1 each. Now, the next lot. There's a mixture. About 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 10 of these from a store called Movie Trading Company. Everything entertainment, movies, music, games. They sell retro games. They sell movies on older formats. They sell music on CD and vinyl. Not sure about cassette. They sell Funko Pops. They sell figures. Everything. Big pop culture shop. And they do have a small selection of VHS. Small section of CD discs, like video discs. They're like long cartridges with discs inside. And laser discs. Laser discs didn't have nothing of interest for us because it's all stuff that we've already got. But the VHS, it was like Neptune's Bounty. Got some really good titles here. Really good titles. Some that I've seen, some that I haven't seen. And some of the classics, some would probably, people would think, well, did you pick that up? For me, why not? So, now the first one, I've not seen this, but it was released by Canon Video, or Canon Home Entertainment, no, sorry, Canon Video. I do love a good martial arts movie. Always have done. I've not heard of the people in this film. Oh, they're international kickboxing champions, John Barrett and Keith Vitale. Oh, okay. And John Barrett apparently was Chuck Norris's former workout partner and fight stunt coordinator. Okay. Well, from the sounds of the thing on the bag, that is freak accidents caused him to be jailed and suspended from fighting. But sorry, the film is American Kickboxer 1. Or American Kickboxer, because I don't even know of any other sequels to it. But yeah, it's, as I say, I've never seen it. It's got a couple of kickboxing champions in it. I think this is an X-rental because it's got Errol's on the top, so I suppose it's Errol's Video, I don't know, or Errol's Home Entertainment. It's even got martial arts sticker there, so it's a library, video rental library copy. But you know what? That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter in the slightest. As I say, I have never seen this film, and for $1, I was not going to pass up the opportunity. So American Kickboxer 1 is going in the Canon collection for certain. Now the next one, it's a Quentin Tarantino film. I've only ever seen a couple of clips of, only about a couple of minutes each. I've never seen it. My wife has seen it. She said she loved it. It's a good film. Again, it's got a fantastic cast in it. Pam Grier, Samuel L. Jackson, Robert Forster, Bridget Fonda, Michael Keaton, and the legend that is Robert De Niro. And it is Jackie Brown. Quentin Tarantino. Now, I'm Quentin Tarantino, I can love or leave. I love Pulp Fiction. I think it's probably one of the best films I've ever seen. Obviously, he done the screenplay for True Romance. Again, it's a great film. You know, didn't go a lot on Inglourious Bastards. I think I got bored about 40 minutes into it and turned it off. I couldn't watch it. I've only seen about an hour of Django Unchained, and I thought it was okay. I need to go back to it. I haven't seen The Hateful Eight. But with this, I thought, you know what? I'll take a punt on it, because this was done around about, I think it was done, about 2 years after, Pulp Fiction, I think Pulp Fiction was 95, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I thought, well, why not? For $1 or 99 cents, take a punt on it. And again, it's got a Blockbuster Video sticker on the back, so a nice little bit of history. So I'll be sitting down to watch that with my wife at some point. Now the next one is a war film that I have not seen. Again, music by Jerry Goldsmith. Released by 20th Century Fox, and it takes a look at one section of World War II history, specifically when the US got dragged into it or involved in it. And it's got the film from two perspectives, United States and Japan, and it is, of course, Tora Tora Tora, the attack on Pearl Harbor. Now this is about 2.5 hours long. I think it is anyway. Hang on, let's have a look on the tape. 145 minutes, so yeah, it's about 2 hours 25 minutes. As I say, oh yeah, it's on here at the back. I'm looking down the bottom for it, and it's up here underneath the description. You silly son. But yeah, apparently this is a special edition, and it's got an all-new 20-minute documentary, A Day of Infamy, featuring archival news footage, photographs, and interviews with military historians. So that will be something that will entertain me until the cows come home. So yes, I will be watching that soon. I really will, as I do love a good war film, and this I have not seen. So I cannot wait. Now, the next one, this is in a kind of plastic sleeve I have never seen before. This is totally new to me. Totally new. And yeah, it's weird. It really is weird. I'm thinking that maybe this is a rental tape, because it's got at the top. It's got at the top Kroger. So maybe, yeah, this is a protective label. If tampered with, the customer must purchase this tape. So yes, it was a rental tape from when Kroger did rentals, which I never knew. Again, it was 99 cents, and it is Lake Placid. I've only ever seen that film once, and I saw it at the cinema when it came out. I think it was Bill Pullman and Bridget Fonda, I think it was, and I remember really enjoying it. It's just a bonkers, cheesy film. It really is about a huge crocodile or something like that. I can't remember much of it, but all I know is I enjoyed it a lot. Hell of a lot. And I can't wait to get my teeth stuck into it again. Enough with the crappy jokes. Anyway, the next film on our list is, I think I've seen this. I can't remember. Really can't remember, but it's got John Cusack, Demi Moore, Curtis Armstrong, and Bobcat Goldthwait from the Police Academy movies. The guy who basically brought life to the character of Zed in Police Academy movies. His funky voice, and he's just absolutely hilarious. Absolutely love the guy. And we watched Burglar with him and Whoopi Goldberg, and he was fantastic in it. Just whenever he was on screen, he made me laugh my arse off. He's really funny, really funny in it. And this film, it's called One Crazy Summer. Again, as I say, I don't think I've seen this. I honestly don't think I've seen this whatsoever. But yeah, this is from 1986. So yes, yeah, directed by the guy who directed Better Off Dead, which is a pretty funny film, especially with the paperboy chasing after him on his bike, going, "I want my $2" all the time. Just absolutely hilarious. So I can't wait to see that, and I loved John Cusack in Say Anything. Say Anything's a really good film, so I can't wait to see that. Now, the second film. Again, people are going to say, "Oh, what'd you get that for?" It's a shit follow-up to a film that you know, that the first film didn't really need. I agree. But the theatrical version, I did enjoy up to an extent. It wasn't a film that I would watch very often. If there was nothing else on, I would watch it. mainly through sheer boredom. But this version is the director's cut, or the Renegade version, and it's got 19 minutes of additional footage. So, you know, and it's Highlander 2 Renegade version. And as I say, I can't remember if I've seen this version. I know that, as I say, the original theatrical version was a piece of shit. It really was. I mean, having the Immortals coming from another planet called Zeist, really? Why not just have it as a? I don't know. I don't know. I think it's hard. It's something that's hard to explain how the Immortals come about. I suppose it could be that, I don't know, they're chosen by a higher power to be immortals, you know, and they have to fight one another to gain ultimate knowledge about, like, I suppose, like, man in the universe and stuff like that. But yeah, I think this version eliminates Zeist. I'm certain it does. We have to watch it and you know. Gonna have to have a look at it, but apparently there's a featurette on there as well, which it doesn't even. Oh yes, it does. Includes a featurette Highlander 2 to be or not to be a sequel, and it's widescreen as well. So for $1, you know, I'm not going to pass it up for a director's cut. I mean, apparently the original ending. There's him and Virginia Madsen are supposed to be beamed up in space, and they're supposed to dance among the stars or on clouds or some load of old twaddle or some such. Oh, I don't know. But it'd be interesting to watch that film though. Now the next one, again, this was 99 cents. All of these are 99 cents unless I say otherwise. I don't actually think I've seen this film. And I love Tom Hanks. I love early Tom Hanks films like The Burbs, Bachelor Party, The Money Pit. You know, I love and Dragnet with Dan Aykroyd as well. Classic film. It's a classic, I suppose, spiritual sequel to the original Dragnet films. Dan Aykroyd plays Joe Friday's nephew, who's again called Joe Friday, and it's just a great film. Yeah, it's just a great film all round, and I don't know why I've not seen this film. And it's Joe versus the Volcano, with Meg Ryan, and I think it's their first ever pairing together. Yes, it is. Yeah, the first teaming of the peerless stars of Sleepless in Seattle and You've Got Mail. So yes, and apparently it's even got Lloyd Bridges in it as well. So, interesting. I mean, as I say, I don't think I've ever seen this, so it'd be interesting to watch it. It's just a shame that they couldn't use the original poster artwork. But still. The next one. It's a war film. It's got Frank Sinatra. It's got Steve McQueen. And it's got here in the first big budget movie of his career. And it's also got the always dependable Charles Bronson. Even in shit films that he's in, he still manages to make them just that bit better just by being in them. Assassination being one of them. And it is the Frank Sinatra film Never So Few, World War II film. I've not seen this, but it's also got Peter Lawford, who's one of the Rat Pack, Frank Sinatra's Rat Pack, with Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Joey Bishop, and Sammy Davis Jr. and a few others. I think Henry Silver was one of them as well. But you've also got Dean Jones, who I think was the one out of the Herbie series, and I think a couple of the other like Disney films. You've also got Brian Donlevy from the Quatermass Experiment and Quatermass 2 as well. And again, of course, directed by the legend that is John Sturges. So this is one, as I say, that I have not seen. So I will be watching this at some point, and I was going to take that Kmart sticker off, but I'm going to leave it on now because, as I say, it's a little bit of history, and I love history. Now, the next one in my movie trading company VHS pickups. I have not seen this film for absolutely ages. And I've only ever seen it once, and I can't remember much about it. UK VHS, I think, goes for quite a lot of money. And I don't think it's been released on DVD. I don't think it's been released on Blu-ray. In fact, no, I don't. No, it hasn't. It hasn't. At least not to my knowledge, anyway. But I saw this and I was like, I'm picking that up. I need to watch it again. I really, really do. See if and kickstart my memory about it. And it is Yahoo Serious' Young Einstein. It's, as I say, I don't remember any of this film at all, but as soon as I saw it in the stack, I was like, I'm getting it. I've got to get it. I mean, as I say, especially as like the last time I looked at the UK VHS, I think it was X Rent Alone. I don't think it was released on sell-through. If it was, I don't think it sold very well. Apparently it goes for quite a bit, but yeah, I saw that for $1 and I had to get it. That's going to be one to watch. And again, something for a future video. Now, it's another director's cut. It's another sequel. And it's a film, again, that I do not remember anything about. It is, I think it's another rental tape, and it's from a place called West Coast Video. Back in the day. And I had this on DVD. I did sell it because I thought, you know what, I'm never going to watch it, but I think I've got quite a bit of money for that DVD, because I think that the DVD is quite hard to get hold of. But then, like, I saw this on VHS, and I was like, you know what, I've got to get it just to see if it's just as crap as I remember. And it's Highlander: The Final Dimension, as we call it in the UK, Highlander 3. And it's a director's cut. So normally when it means director's cut, it just means European version, like the international version. It's the same with Life Force. The US got a version, we got the full version. And I don't know why. You know, I think with that film, just going to Life Force for a minute, I think Trimark wanted it edited down. They wanted all the excessive violence and the sexual content edited down for some reason. And you know, it did flop at the box office. But my wife actually likes the US theatrical cut. She doesn't like the international version. I like both of them for completely different reasons. But yes, as I say, I watched this once. I think it was on BBC Two back in... When was this done? When was this made? Well, it doesn't fucking say. Nope, it doesn't say. So, I'm just going to guess early to mid-90s. I remember watching it on BBC One once. I think it was like the late 90s. And all I remember is that Mako was in it. And he's like a mentor to him. And he gives him like a samurai sword. Basically, yeah, it apparently is supposed to ignore the second film. I don't know, but it's going to be fun to watch it again, though. Or it might be torture. We'll find out. Now, the last two films I got from Half Price Books on South Hewlett. They did have a Star Trek box set of the first 5 films, but because I've already got a box set in the UK, I thought, you know what, no, I won't get another Star Trek box set. Stick with that one. They also had an Alien box set as well, the first 3 films. Again, I've got an Alien box set of the 3 films in the UK, so I didn't feel I need to get that one. But the Alien box set was $20. They do seem to price their VHS bit more of a premium. So, but the first one of this 2-film pickup from Half Price Books is a film for my wife because she remembers it. I've never seen it. At least I don't think I've seen it. No, I don't think I have seen it. If I have, I don't remember it whatsoever. I know there's 3 films in the series. We've got the third one on Laserdisc, and I wasn't into it. I think we watched about 40 minutes or the first side, and I just wasn't getting into it. There was one funny bit in it, but that's about it. But my wife assures me that it's a really good film, and I got this for her, and it's Jules Burns in Oh God, and it's got John Denver in it as well. Yeah, as I say, I've never seen this film whatsoever, and it was $2.99. So, you know, I suppose it'll be worth a watch from 1977. So yeah, it'd be worth a viewing. See what it's like. You know, well, as I say, my wife likes it, so you know that's all that matters, really. So, and the very last one of the video, and the last one from Half Price Books. I've been a fan of this film for absolutely years. When I think I saw it late one night on ITV. I think I recorded it because I've never seen it before. And I liked the vacation movies, the first 3 vacation movies. Absolutely loved them. And I loved Loaded Weapon 1 as well. And as I say, I recorded it off of ITV. Mum and Dad have said, yeah, we remember watching it, bit near the knuckle, but it was quite funny. And I watched it, and I cried with laughter. Absolutely cried with laughter. It was so funny. I've had it on DVD, which I sadly haven't got no more. I've got the Blu-ray. Don't think we've got it on Laserdisc. But now, we have it VHS, and it is National Lampoon's Animal House, and this is the 1998 re-release, and it's even in plastic hardcover as well, which I prefer to the cardboard sleeves. I really do. I prefer these to the cardboard sleeves. I think they keep the tape. They keep the tape in better condition. And I just think they look better on the shelf. I really do. I think if you drop it, the case protects it. If you drop one of these, the case isn't going to protect it. But this, again, this was $3, and I thought, yeah, it's a bit of a premium tape, but it's the 98 re-release. It's in a hard case. I thought it's worth getting, and it is a cracking film. Funny as hell. John Belushi was bonkers in this film. And then you've also got John Vernon, you've got Thomas Hulse as one of the pledges, you've got Stephen First as Flounder, again one of the pledges. You've also got Tim Matheson, and you've also got Bruce McGill as D-Day, who steals every scene that he's in because he's just out of his mind. Absolutely out of his mind. And also, he can play the Lone Ranger doing that. He can play the theme of the Lone Ranger just by... I can't even do that. How he does it, or did it, I don't know. But the cast of characters make this film for me. Absolutely fantastic film. So I had to get that. And it also has the flyer for the soundtrack in it as well. And that, I think, is a nice little memento of the era, because it's an enhanced CD with movie clips. CD includes 7 minutes of behind-the-scenes footage of the making of Animal House and interviews with John Belushi, Kevin Bacon, John Vernon, John Landis, Harold Ramis, and more. It's got all the original art and lyrics. There's 12 classic frat tracks. You've got Louie Louie by John Belushi, Twisting the Night Away by Sam Cooke, which is a fantastic song. The cover by Rod Stewart for the film Inner Space is as good as the original. Tossed and Turning by Bobby Lewis, Shamalama Ding Dong by Otis Dan and Knights, Hey Paula by Paul and Paula, Money, That's What I Want by John Belushi, Let's Dance by Chris Montez, Dreamgirls, Stephen Bishop, Animal House, Stephen Bishop, What a Wonderful World, Sam Cooke, Shout, Otis Dan and Knights, and the Faber College themes, 12 tracks on there. Wouldn't mind trying to get the CD soundtrack at some point. I'm in no rush for it. But yeah, little stuff like that, leaflets, you know. So that's the end of the VHS pickups that I got. They were all dirt cheap, absolutely dirt cheap, between $1 to $3 before taxes. But the tax was nothing. All those pickups, 2 Star Trek tapes I've had since last year. Not had nothing to watch them on. And the VHS DVD combo for $8. All in all, I would say a great instant collection. So the tapes from the other night were $10. Tapes from today were $10. Say $10.50 because of tax. That's $20.50. 2 tapes from Half Price Books, that's $6. So say $27 for all those VHS tapes, plus the $8. So that's $35 for a VHS player and those tapes. I think that's a steal. That is an absolute steal. And as I say, I've got VHS cassettes back in the UK. I have a cassette player there. So with that, it's a good collection. It's a very good collection. When it's over here, I will do a video showcasing all the VHS in the collection. There was still some I want to get, like Cobra. I want to get Death Wish 1 and 2 on VHS, as I have number 4 in the UK. I want to get the US cassette of Life Force, you know, some of the other Sylvester Stallone films and Arnold Schwarzenegger films, but they can wait for now. I've got enough here to be getting on with. But yes, that's it for this pickups video. I want to say thank you very much for watching this episode of User on Metro Goes to the Movies Pickup Special. Stay tuned for more videos. I've got more videos on various games. I've still got a gaming one to do soon, coming soon. I've got the next part of my look at the Star Trek films, which will be Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country, directed by Nicholas Meyer, and is the swan song for the original Star Trek crew. Can't wait to get stuck into that one and talk to you all about it and tell you my thoughts on the film and a little bit behind the scenes bits and pieces as well. So until then, and until the next video, thank you very much for watching. Take care. Goodbye for now.